Imagine sitting alone in a quiet room late at night. Outside, the world is completely silent. Millions of stars are shining above you, but humanity has no idea if anyone is looking back. Then suddenly, your computer prints out something strange. A signal, not a random noise, not a normal transmission. Something that appears to be coming from deep space. For 72 seconds, something reaches Earth from an unknown place in the universe. And then it disappears. No explanation, no second message, no goodbye. Just one mysterious signal recorded on a piece of paper. And next to it, a scientist writes a single word. Wow. More than 40 years later, that one word is still attached to one of the greatest mysteries in the history of space exploration. The story begins on a warm summer night in 1977 in Delaware, Ohio. At the time, humanity was still taking its first steps into the search for life beyond Earth. The idea of communicating with aliens was no longer just science fiction. Scientists had started seriously asking a question that humans had wondered about for thousands of years. Are we alone in the universe? The universe was enormous. There were billions of galaxies. Each galaxy contained billions of stars. And many scientists believed that somewhere among those countless worlds, life could exist. But finding it was another question entirely. Because space was almost completely silent. To search for another civilization, scientists needed to listen. And one of the places trying to listen was the Big Ear Radio Telescope at Ohio State University. The telescope was not a giant moving dish like many modern observatories. Instead, it was a massive structure covering several acres of land. It worked like a giant ear pointed toward the sky. As Earth rotated, different parts of space slowly moved across its field of view. The telescope listened constantly, collecting radio signals from the universe. Most of what it detected was meaningless. There were thousands of signals, random background noise, human-made interference, natural cosmic events. Nothing that suggested another civilization was trying to communicate. But scientists kept listening. Because if a message from another world ever arrived, someone had to be there to hear it. On August 15, 1977, astronomer Jerry Ehman was reviewing data collected by the telescope. At that time, computers were very different from today. There were no colorful screens showing beautiful images of space. Instead, information was printed out on long sheets of paper. Every day, researchers looked through endless lines of numbers and letters, searching for anything unusual. Most of the time, nothing was there. But that day was different. While looking through the data, Ehman noticed a strange sequence, 6EQUJ5. At first glance, it looked meaningless, but he understood what it represented. The numbers and letters were not a message. They were measurements showing the strength of a radio signal. Normally, cosmic background noise appeared as low numbers, but this signal was different. It started weak. Then it grew stronger, much stronger. Then it slowly faded away. It had the exact pattern scientists would expect from a signal coming from a fixed point in space. It was as if something had appeared, sent a powerful transmission toward Earth, and then vanished. Ehman looked at the data again. Then, again, he checked for mistakes, but everything seemed correct. The signal was extremely unusual. So unusual that he grabbed a red pen and wrote a simple reaction beside the numbers. Wow. That small handwritten comment would become the name of one of the most famous mysteries in astronomy. The wow signal. But what exactly made it so special? The first reason was its strength. The signal was far stronger than normal background radiation. It was not impossible for nature to create something like this, but it was unusual. The The second reason was its frequency. The signal appeared very close to a frequency associated with hydrogen, the most common element in the universe. Some scientists have suggested that this frequency could be a natural cosmic meeting point for communication. If an alien civilization wanted to send a message that another civilization might recognize, choosing a frequency connected to the most common element in the universe would make sense. But the most mysterious thing about the WOW signal was not how strong it was. It was how perfectly it disappeared. The signal lasted exactly 72 seconds. Why 72 seconds? Because of the way the Big Ear telescope worked. The telescope was fixed in position. It could not turn and follow objects across the sky. Instead, the rotation of Earth moved different areas of space through its view. A signal from a distant object would slowly become stronger as it entered the telescope's range, then reach maximum strength, then fade away, exactly like the WOW signal did. It seemed to be coming from a specific direction in the sky, near the constellation Sagittarius, a tiny part of the universe containing millions of stars. Somewhere out there, something had sent a signal, or at least something had created a signal that looked like it. But then came the most frustrating part. Scientists tried to find it again, and they failed. They pointed telescopes toward the same area of space. They searched again and again. They waited for another message, another signal, another sign that the first one was not an accident. But nothing came. The universe became silent again. Imagine receiving a phone call from an unknown number. You answer, you hear a voice for 1 second. Then the call ends. You call back immediately, but nobody answers. You try again tomorrow. Nothing. A year later, still nothing. That is what made the WOW signal so fascinating. If it was an intelligent message, why send only one? Why not repeat it? Why not introduce themselves? Why send a signal that humanity might never detect again? Over the years, scientists considered many possible explanations. The most exciting possibility was obvious. Could it have been an alien civilization? Maybe a distant civilization had transmitted a message into space. Maybe their signal happened to cross Earth for only a brief moment. Maybe they never knew anyone was listening. This idea captured the imagination of millions of people, but scientists had to remain careful. A strange signal is not automatically an alien signal. There were other possibilities. Maybe it was caused by a natural cosmic event that humans did not fully understand. The universe was filled with powerful phenomena. Stars exploded. Black holes released enormous amounts of energy. Unknown objects could produce signals we had never seen before. Another possibility was human interference. Radio signals from Earth can sometimes create confusion. Satellites, spacecraft, and other technology can produce unexpected signals. However, after decades of investigation, no explanation has completely solved the mystery. In recent years, researchers have continued studying the area where the signal appeared. Some have suggested possible sources involving natural objects, including clouds of hydrogen gas. Others have proposed more unusual explanations, but none have been proven. And that is what makes the WOW signal different from many mysteries. It is not a story about a proven alien message. It is not proof that extraterrestrial civilizations exist. But it is also not something scientists can simply ignore. It is a reminder that the universe is still full of surprises. Because the truth is, humanity has only been listening to the cosmos for a very short time. Imagine standing beside an ocean for the first time. You hear waves crashing against the shore. You see endless water stretching beyond the horizon, but you have only explored one tiny beach. You cannot say, the ocean is empty just because you have not found anything yet. Space is that ocean, and Earth is only one small shore. For thousands of years, humans looked at the stars and wondered, who is out there? Are we the only ones? Or is someone somewhere also looking back? The WOW signal did not answer that question. It gave humanity no introduction, no message, no proof, only 72 seconds of mysterious information. But sometimes, a mystery is powerful not because of the answer it gives, but because of the question it leaves behind. One summer night in 1977, humanity may have heard something from the universe. Or maybe we simply discovered another reminder of how much we still do not understand. Either way, the universe spoke. And for one brief moment, we were listening. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe to Enigma Files. Because throughout history, humanity has always searched for answers. And some mysteries are still waiting to be discovered.